Radical. The NBA is back, baby, and we had some great games on night one. I'm checking out some NBA right now as I record this, but night one was packed, jam-packed. The Mavericks and the Suns, great matchup there. Very close to the end. Damian Lee got the game winner. Luka had a long three that just really wasn't going to go anywhere, but Damian Lee had a game winner, a two from the corner. Looked really like a tough shot, but he nailed it. Denver lost to the Jazz, the rebuilding Jazz. For shame, for shame. Of course, the Lakers lost to the Warriors. Everyone expected that to happen. It was a blowout. It was a bigger blowout, really, than the points actually would show at the end. LeBron had a good game. Anthony Davis had a good game. And Westbrook had like 4 turnovers. He always has some turnovers. But he had a somewhat decent game. Wasn't a terrible game he had. But still, there was some for the low light reels. A 3 that just sailed. I'm sailing away. They should play that whenever he has one of those 3s that basically just go over the basket and everything. Bombs away, right? But yeah, the Lakers, they just really clearly were outmatched by the Warriors. And LeBron, after the game, he said basically, they were giving us looks because, well, we're not a good shooting team. So that's LeBron basically calling out the rest of his team. He actually was bad from 3 also. I think he had 3 from 10. So he has to add himself in there. They're not a good 3-point shooting team. So, yeah, the stats are really, 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 really ugly for everyone that is not named LeBron James or Anthony Davis really in that game. But props to them. They're big too. They do good. Anthony Davis, if he can stay healthy, they might make the playoffs. Who knows? But yeah, they're not really going anywhere, and they don't really have anything to make the changes. Like I've said before, they're kind of stuck with the team they got right there. Okay, so on to something I really want to talk about is, and I know I'm probably going to miss some of the games. It seems like there was another one I wanted to briefly mention. Memphis beat the Knicks. That was a close one. Yeah, it seems like there was one that I wanted to mention, but it's okay. We're going to get to the end here. And the biggest one, I think, the biggest news was the Nets are not looking like they can be true contenders on the defensive side. At least not against a team like the New Orleans Pelicans. Yes, the New Orleans Pelicans. New Orleans, did I say that right or wrong? I don't know. The Pelicans and Zion Williams. Did you forget about Zion? He'd been out for 18 months. He came back. This guy, he's like 270, 280 pounds. He is a force to be reckoned with. He is like 6'7", 6'6". He's a thick boy. He's a thick boy. And clearly, the Nets didn't have nobody to put on him. I remember last time he played that I saw him play, he was taking on the Nets, and Durant, his stick thin ass was just bounced all over the place when he tried to guard him. So I guess they threw their biggest guy at him, which was Ben Simmons. And that didn't work. No, that didn't work. The hungry boy had whatever he wanted down on that block, and they couldn't do anything about it. He had 25 points in his return. 4 steals. I can't be reading this right. I don't think about steals when I think Zion Williams, but 4 freaking steals. You're having a bad night when Zion Williams is getting his steals. Now, Durant had a good game, over 30 points. I forget how much Kyrie Irving had, but Ben Simmons, Ben looking like Ben. He clanked. I'm reading here 2 free throws. I didn't see all the game. I saw enough of it to know that the Nets were outmatched by the Pelicans. And he had 4 points? 4 points. 5 assists, rebounds. He fouled out, though. So he had more fouls than points. And I know you might say, well, you don't need him for a lot of points because you got Irvin and Durant. Hell, you need him for something, because he clearly wasn't going to do it on the defensive end versus Zion Williams. I don't know. You can't really do anything against Zion. If he keeps that up, Some teams might be able to match up a little bit, but damn, he is going to be an offensive force down on that block this season. Now, the other thing, is there anything else about the Nets and the Pelicans? Oh, Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram, 28 points on 10 for 17 shooting. You don't really hear about Brandon Ingram that much, but hey, BI, man. BI. I think McCollum had a pretty good night too. That is a sneaky title contending team. It really is. Because you got CJ McCollum, who came from the Blazers. You know, I mean, he's not going to be the 2 on that team. Zion is going to be the 1. Brandon Ingram, the 2. And CJ, you know, fits in perfectly as a 3. They also have, I think, a really good traditional 90s type center, I believe. And hell, I mean, they got a lot of draft picks. They got a load of draft picks still from the freaking Anthony Davis trade. So Pelicans, I mean, I'm not going to say that's my pick to go all the way in the West. The Warriors still looking like a cohesive team. Oh yeah, I want to swing back to the Warriors here. Draymond Green was not punching anybody out there. He actually had an assist from Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole playmaking. And it seems like, you know, maybe behind the scenes they're not getting along that well. But on the court this year, I mean, Celtics and the Warriors again, you think? I don't know. The West is going to be a little tougher for the Warriors, I think, with teams, like I said, like the Pelicans on the rise up. But you just look at coaching. You just look at how the team is made up. I mean, Wiggins had two threes towards the end of that game that were just, you know, if there was any comeback from the Lakers. No, there wasn't. Not when you got Wiggins nailing knockdown shots. Steph was actually a little cold from 3 that night. Still had 33. And look it up. He had this one beautiful fake out on Anthony Davis. He goes right and he just like, you got to see it. He is just a freaking magician. Like I said, this is all over the place, but I'm excited. I'm so excited. The NBA is back, baby.